With us now is Kelly Pallas. Hello, Kelly.
Hi, Donna. It's great to be with you.
It's great to be with you. And you are a champion yourself. So we are going to be talking about so many things. We're going to be talking about your podcast. We're going to be talking about the book. We're going to be talking about topical steroid addiction and so much more. Where would you like to begin? Because there's a plethora of things that I have right here in my hand that we could be talking about.
Well, I think, I always like to help people. And if someone out there is suffering, it's very heavy on my heart. And I'm a breast cancer survivor. I like to wear bright pink to recognize breast cancer out there. But one of the things that I went through that was worse than breast cancer, truly my experience with breast cancer. I know breast cancer can be terminal, but topical steroid withdrawal is a very real thing that can happen to just anyone. There's a red tube in most people's medicine cabinet. Hydrocortisone, it's just over the counter. They advertise it for the winter itch. Well, I was prescribed a little bit heavier topical steroid for just garden variety eczema, and I developed what's called topical steroid withdrawal syndrome. You're only supposed to use topical steroids for 2 weeks. The doctors told me it was safe enough to put on a baby. This affects babies to seniors, and if anyone knows anyone with eczema or anyone that has worsening eczema, it's where your eczema is not controlled by topical steroids, then they need to Google topical steroid withdrawal. And that is the charity that I started with Dr. Rappaport about 10 years ago. And it's in 32 countries. We have thousands of people that have gone through topical steroid withdrawal. You can be cured, but it takes a long time, and it is a living hell. It's like being burned all over your skin. I was basically homebound for 2 years.
Would you suggest that people don't even use it at all?
They're not supposed to.
Is it that? I was going to say, is it that critical that they shouldn't even be using it?
Well, I mean, if you have a bout of poison ivy and you are in, a terrible place, then maybe use it once. But you just never know if you're the person that skin is going to become addicted. Some people can smoke all their lives and never become, get lung cancer. But, there are better ways to cure eczema. You can figure out if it's your diet or if it's from something that you're wearing or something that you're touching. But it's not a cure. Topical steroids are simply a Band-Aid that can turn into an iatrogenic condition, and it's just terrible. So ITSAN, the International Topical Steroid Awareness Network, is the charity that helps people that are going through this, and it affects everyone around the globe. And so that's the hardest thing I've ever been through in my life, and I just like to warn people who have eczema about topical steroids.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate your courage in coming forward and telling that story. And like I said, you are a champion. You also have a champion podcast.
Yes. So our podcast is called Champions Mojo, and it's we were a podcast before everybody in the world developed their own podcast. So we talk. My sister-in-law is a world record-holding cyclist. I'm a world record-holding master swimmer, and so we talk with many champions, like way above our pay grade. We've had about 50 Olympians. We've had Olympic coaches, mostly around the sport of swimming, but we do talk with a lot of other athletes, and we don't really talk X's and O's. So you don't have to be a swimmer, but we drill down and we find out what is the mindset that these champions have. What can we, as just kind of mortals, take from these? So we have a podcast, Champions Mojo, which is we won a Webby finalist award. We've won another W3 award. So it's been fun. It's fun that I do it with my sister-in-law. We talk a lot about athletics, so we enjoy that.
Yeah, you know what? I've gotten to tune in a few times, and it's excellent. You do a really good job, Kelly. It's very entertaining and definitely gets the mojo going. It really does. It's uplifting and it's powerful and it's a lot of fun. And your book.
Yeah, so my book is called Take Your Mark, Lead, and it's kind of a leadership book and something that I've been writing for over 12 years. I finally finished it in the pandemic. I was a Division I head coach, and I had been making notes, just what does leadership look like? I think there are not a lot of women head coaches in NCAA, even coaching women in the swimming department. And so I kept making notes, and I interviewed a lot. I saw a lot of champions, and I interviewed, what kind of makes a leader. So I did finished this book. It came out last April. When it first came out, it hit #1 in 4 categories on Amazon, and so it's really fun. And my favorite thing is that it got endorsed by Bob Bowman. He wrote my foreword. That's Michael Phelps's coach, and Bob is an excellent. He's having an amazing year right now at Arizona State University. He's the head coach there, and he wrote a beautiful foreword for it. And really, it's got a lot of stories. I love leadership, but I find a lot of leadership books are just boring. So every chapter starts with a story, and then a lesson from what can we take from this story, and then some takeaways. So I finally, got the book out last spring, and it was something that I'd wanted to do for a long time.
Well, congratulations for being the champion that you are. And we are celebrating all month long. We're celebrating women, but I celebrate everyone, and I know you do as well. So I thank you so much. And, my mom also, I lost my mom to breast cancer, but both of her sisters are longtime survivors. So happiness to you, and I wish you the best of health always. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Happy journeys.
Keep up the great work. Thank you.
I appreciate you as well. Take care.
Love your show. Thank you.
Oh,
Bye-bye.
thank you. That's so sweet. Thanks, Kelly. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.